This is not the end. At least, I don't think it is. But what if it isn't worth it? What if things get harder? I'm so scared. I wrote this down in my journal on January 17th, 2021, just before the second semester of my freshman year. Due to new and unfamiliar challenges, living in a different environment, and an extreme case of burnout, the thought of dropping out of college crossed my mind daily. When I felt like giving up, I found myself returning to William Ernest Henley's poem, Invictus, specifically the line that reads, "And yet the menace of the years finds and shall find me unafraid." Little did I know, this line would be in the back of my mind while I made nearly every decision over the next 3 years. I obviously decided to stay at Utah State, and it was this brave decision that has taught me the joys of learning and growth through discipline, sacrifice, curiosity, and humility. Over the past 4 years, weekly lessons with my mentor, Robert, have been a space where I could get advice, not only about violin, but about life in general. Time and time and time again, Robert taught me that being willing to show up at less than my preferred standard is better than not showing up at all, and that there is true courage in being able to admit, I don't know this yet, but I want to learn. Our lessons obviously focused on violin playing, but quietly taught me about humility and how to approach things with an open mind. And over time, I noticed a reignited sense of curiosity that I didn't even realize I had lost. I quickly realized that you cannot be truly curious unless you are first humble, because the willingness to admit gaps in your understanding proves that you're open to learning. I still do not know how to play perfectly in tune, and I definitely do not have a good sense of pulse yet, but I know that learning and playing the violin are lifelong pursuits, and that with humility, curiosity, and action, improvement will be inevitable. Today, we recognize and celebrate a culmination of your curious pursuits in the form of a university degree, but I also want to recognize and celebrate that today is a checkpoint to gauge what you have learned and identify what you're still curious about. When approached with a curious mind, life becomes more intriguing, fulfilling, and incredibly beautiful. I hope going forward that you can all muster the courage to approach new experiences with curiosity and humility, because they have the power to open doors that you didn't even know existed. Whichever doors you choose to open, there will be unknowns, and there will be darkness, but discipline is the thing that keeps you on track. My grandpa once told me the story of an admirer who approached a great pianist after a concert saying, "I'd give my life to be able to play like you." To which the pianist simply replied, "I did." When I was just barely deciding to continue my degree, and even as it's come to a close, I've had several uncomfortable moments where I've realized, dang, I'm really gonna have to give up a lot if this is something I really want to do. And over the past 4 years, I can point out many sacrifices that I've made, such as leaving for campus 30 minutes early to get a spot in the blue parking lot, doing my homework in the library because I didn't have a working laptop, or saying no to social events so that I could practice. Now, the sacrifices that you have made during your time at USU may be bigger than the examples I've mentioned, but some may have been so small that you've dismissed them altogether. Regardless of their scope, your sacrifices prove that you are willing to give up something to do the things that are most important and integral to your being. This is not always the easy thing to do, but I truly believe that taking such ownership of your life requires impressive amounts of discipline and tremendous courage. I bring up the element of sacrifice today not to mourn what we have given up, but to celebrate what we have gained. You sitting here today is the result of your willingness to surrender things that are dear to you to get a degree. And to me, this is an admirable display of the discipline and intention that, with time, will get you to where you want to go. Before all is done, I want to wish you all a very sincere congratulations. The diploma may seem like the most important achievement that you are walking away with today, but I disagree. To me, the most important and impressive victories that we should be celebrating today are those related to your character. I genuinely believe that we are all here today in caps and gowns as a direct result of our discipline, humility, and courage. I sincerely hope that you all take some time today to reflect on and celebrate your growth during your time as an Aggie. If you haven't done so recently, I implore you to ponder the kind of person that you want to be, the characteristics you want to possess, and why. In my experience, not much else can be as clarifying as knowing who you want to be at a given time. Please remember that all important decisions must be decided and then decided again and again and again. So please don't forget to ponder your goals and celebrate your growth frequently. Whatever may be next for you all, I wish you the humility to continue learning and the discipline to go for what you want. But most importantly, and if not anything else, I wish you the strength to face the menace of the years unafraid. This is the end of our time as students at Utah State University, yet we move forward still.